And we're live. We're here. Good call out to Clay. Thank you for noticing that.
Yeah. Here we go. We had heard about this game.
All right. What is this? What is this?
Oh, yeah. You guys are really... I'll pause. You guys are really far behind.
Oh, shit. They're starting off with it.
Mm. You guys at the lineup part? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys are matched up with the stream on there pretty good, so I can...
Yeah. This looks great.
I like that it's similar character designs like to comic books and whatnot, but it's not like a ripoff of the movie so far. But we're going with music like movie style.
Yeah, it's definitely... The ship is almost the exact same, though.
Yeah. It's so tough of like what you do and what you don't do the same, but so far, have they showed us any like footage of not playing as Quill? Because it looks like it's a lot of Quill footage. So I wonder if it is just...
Maybe it's situational. Like maybe there's certain things that only Drax can do.
But see, look, it's a lot of... It's so far...
That'd be weird to have the other characters fighting with you and not play as them, though.
Yeah, but they might be playing it safe because of Avengers, right? You know, something different. You are Star-Lord. No, I think it... See, I don't think it's a... I don't know if that's an awful choice, though, because if it's successful sequel, like, this might be the right path.
It may have been too much if you try to put everybody in there.
Yeah, because then you might as well just do this with Avengers, though.
Yeah. And honestly, like the play style, like
Mantis,
when you saw him actually like game footage playing, it almost looked like you were playing Avengers. So hopefully it's a little better than that. I think it will be because this is just like a solo game for them, but
Guardians of the Galaxy. Whoa, this year?
October.
That's in 4 months.
Wow. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
I thought your woe was the fact that he was kissing and like tentacle stuff.
Oh, yeah. Choose to have sex with tentacle aliens. Okay. Wow, I'm surprised. I was thinking at least next year. Dan Abbott.
Wow.
Oh, so is he writing some of this game?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I like that. I think that's the thing. Like, I'll talk about more in the cast, but I think them starting with just one character is maybe not a bad route to go for this, you know? And that sets it apart from Avengers as well. So it's not just like, oh, it's an Avengers clone. It's like, no, this is full on your Star-Lord, Peter Quill, and there's like characters beside you. And then if this is successful, you could do that in a sequel, right? Like this time you can play as Star-Lord and Gamora, or, you know, like start small, get bigger.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked it's this year.
I really like that Drax design.
I do too, yeah. I like Rocket's little beard, whatever you got going on. Oh, that's cool. Seeing them in their suits there. Well, Taylor, you know what to use for the thumbnail. Got to get some of that. That art.
This is the head honcho.
Oh yeah, yeah. If they don't release on Twitter, Wario64, if you know his Twitter account, he's tweeting out a bunch of like actual stuff from the game, like art. So
See, like some of this gameplay looks like
I'll give you that.
Avengers.
Yeah, but I'm in. I won't say the minority, but I'm in the smaller group of. I actually still like the gameplay from Avengers. I know sometimes people can feel it's button mashy, but it's like that for me is Marvel Alliance as well. Like it's very like
For
a bunch
me,
of
it's just a
combos.
little too choppy.
Yeah.
But if they could smooth it out here, it's a-okay.
Well, that's the benefit they have of just one character, though, too,
Yeah.
right? That they don't have to spread themselves thin. I think that could really help going forward. Wow. Oh, who we got as the villain, huh? No, they're not going to show us the well-known ones, are they?
No. Yeah, I need to see the voice cast here.
The same as Avengers, exact same. Nolan North as Star-Lord.
Oh, I thought Nolan North was gonna be Rocket.
I'd be fine. Well, I don't know if I'd be fine.
He's Rocket in Marvel's Alliance. Yeah.
Is he? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, that's good. I didn't know this because I don't like his Tony Stark. His Tony Stark sounds too much like Deadpool because he did
Yes, it
Deadpool for
does.
years. Yeah, and I don't like that. It's kind of like Mark Hamill's Hobgoblin sounds a little too much like the Joker sometimes. It's like, yeah, that laugh. I've heard that before.
What's his name that plays Joker in Origins and
Troy Baker.
Troy
He was Bruce
Baker.
Banner, yeah.
I feel like Troy could do a really good Peter, but I don't think that's who it is.
Oh, we're getting some actual gameplay. They're full on doubling down. Like, yeah, this game's coming out this year. Oh yeah, I'll be buying this. You guys know me; I'm a comic book sucker. Marvel,
Yeah.
DC games. I'm. Now, the only thing that's interesting, I'm sure it is, but they haven't officially said if it's all consoles, right? Yet we've just seen October so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee you it's PlayStation 4 and the Xbox Series X, but still.
Oh, Chris is not happy about only playing as Star-Lord.
Yeah. No, it's. I think it's the right call. I really do.
This must have when did they first kind of announce this? It was
They've
last
never
year,
announced
right?
it. No, they've never announced it. It's been rumored for like 3 years.
Okay.
They've never officially come out and said anything. At least to my knowledge. Maybe there's some press release, but it's been rumored for a very long time. Oh, look at this. I like that. A little mini RPG element there.
Kind of gives you the feeling of the Telltale game.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Man, now I'm gonna have to think about what cosmic villains we might see in this game.
Well, I wonder if they do pull like the Thanos, like because Thanos is just hot shit right now. Like I feel like if you don't see him in this, you see him set up for down the line.
Yeah, just a little tease.
Yeah,
pull it Avengers on them. Yeah.
I don't know who the voice actor is. Oh yeah, we're getting a full gameplay here. Here we go. Okay.
Like if we see Nova here, oh man.
Taylor, how are you feeling on this so far? Because Avengers you didn't get, you're very mixed on it, but
Avengers I'm mixed on. I mean, again, I didn't play Avengers, so for me, I would have liked it if they all were playable characters in this. But for you guys that have experienced it, I understand like you're looking at the reasons for it to be different in its own unique right, which totally makes sense. personally, like I love Star-Lord, but I would have loved to have played as Rocket and Groot.
You were never gonna play as Rocket or Groot. There's no way.
No,
As like
I
the
love
main
playing
characters.
as the
No,
main
I'm not saying
characters, if I
you. I'm
could.
saying like them selling it. I don't think
Oh
they'd be
yeah.
like you're playing as Rocket and Groot. I
No,
just
but
don't
just
see it.
with the option available to, I guess,
Yeah,
would have been
fair enough.
super cool. But no, like it looks like a very fun game. I don't know if I would probably buy it, but again, if it was on Games Pass, I'd be more than happy to experience it and try it because it's just the humor and everything. This world for Guardians is just really great, and it looks awesome. This gameplay is super, super cool.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, you say you
shit.
might not buy it now. You don't know. What if it reviews quite well? You know, if it's like
If they
the
put
game.
Ghost Rider in here,
Oh,
then sure.
God.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
That
Cosmic
would be
Ghost Rider?
hype. That,
Oh.
if he's one of the like mini bosses you got to fight at some point.
Galactus. Oh my god, there's so many possibilities with this thing. But also with your whole thing of being able to sell a game with Rocket and Groot, if you make a Ratchet and Clank Crash
Yeah.
like Crash Bandicoot type game with Rocket and Groot only, 100% sells.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but that's like I
100%.
agree with you. Would have to be them only. Oh, see, I
Yeah.
like look at these combo moves you can do together.
Oh,
Did you
see,
that?
that's what I was wanting to know if you were
That's
going to be able to do
awesome.
stuff. So
That's
it's
really
kind
cool.
of it's Marvel's Avengers mixed with Marvel Alliance at that
100%. Yeah, like a few, like not that big, but almost like a turntable style too.
Yeah.
Of like Knights of the Republic, where it's like I really like that. That's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. This quite possibly day one, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's day one for me. It interests me. It's good podcast content, so yeah, it is. It's something that's cooking my loins.
See, do you know how you can sell this game for a sequel? Co-op.
100%. Yeah, that like that's what I mean. Like I think this is a nice little appetizer, and then if this is successful, the room for sequel. Because we talked about with Avengers, like you got to add on, but it's like a sequel. You'd either have to do like X-Men or something else. It'd be hard to get bigger, and they're gonna try to keep adding on to that. But like with this, easy. It's like, okay, this mode you get to play as a few of them or whatnot. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Rocket. Rocket is furious. You let Drax from. Now I wonder if that's just a fun gimmick. He'll let like he's furious, or if that will play into anything down the line. I imagine it'll just be something simple, but it would be cool if it would like hurt your relationships in like a very mini Mass Effect style.
That would be interesting if the actual like deciding factor of what you get to choose, whether it's even for the laughs, they'd be like, hey, you know, now you're only 3 characters because Rocket's so pissed off he left the Guardians for a while.
Or I
Right.
wonder if it like makes it so you get more combo moves with like a Drax, but if Rocket isn't like a fan of you right now, you don't get his move set or you don't get other moves.
That
It's
would be
a-
cool.
Yeah, I bet they won't go that in depth, but I would like to. So the fact that they showed on the corner gives me a little some more Demogorgon action. The Demogorgon designs are really big right now, eh?
Yeah. Stagger bars, so they're taking like freaking Final Fantasy into this also.
Mhm.
This looks great.
Oh, what is this? Yeah, this is looking good. This is looking fun. Like I don't think it's gonna win any like game of the year things, but I think it's gonna be a game that you have tons of fun with. It's gonna be entertaining, good laughs. Like that moment right there, you just pull out the recorder, like
Deluxe edition with soundtrack. Boom.
oh yeah, that'd be big. Yeah, half the budget is the soundtrack. That's why we're gonna get a bunch of no names for the voice cast. We're gonna like, no, we had to pay we had to pay all these people. I used to have hair like that. Remember Taylor Star-Lord has? Maybe I had to grow it back out like that way.
You can get the Star-Lord look, yeah.
Yeah, the Star-Lord Square Enix game. I love that Groot though is like He just looks like Groot. Like I know there's not much you can do with Groot, but like everyone looks a little different, and Groot's just like, yeah, he's Groot. You know, he's the tree. He has a little thing around it like that over his shoulder. I am wondering though, because they're really emphasizing this choice option throughout this trailer.
Well, it started to be really big in the newer Final Fantasies also.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Final Fantasy VII, they started to let you like make choices and stuff. So
see, that's another game on my bucket list.
It's always been a Square Enix thing.
Yeah,
so,
true. Yeah, you're 100% right. I guess I was just surprised it was in this. I was not expecting that. I was just expecting, we're just doing the action and some fun, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays.
See this, and I know I'm gonna get some backlash on this if I say it on the cast, but this is what Avengers should have been.
You think it should have been only one character?
Well, not necessarily one character, but like this is Square Enix going all in. I don't think Avengers is Square Enix going all in.
Yeah, see, so when last year or 2 years ago when that happened, I was bummed that was the announcement. I do still like Avengers. I'll fully admit that when I play it, I have a good time. But would I prefer to full on just story? This is the Avengers, 100%, 1000%. But even then, I like the story we got. But I agree with you. This could be their opportunity to build that type of franchise, and maybe they did. That's why they didn't do that with Avengers. Maybe this was already pre that, and they're like, well, do something else with Avengers, do games like we already trying that with Guardians, but I don't know. This is oh my shit, look at Rocket go.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna love this game.
Oh yeah, any game with some slides going on, Jedi Fallen Order that happened, remember Taylor, all that ice we had to slide on all the time. Oh, is this the big villain tease? No, it's the same villain. Who is this villain, Clay? Do you know? Because I don't.
So for a split second with the large hammer, I thought it was fucking
Ronan.
Yeah, I thought it was Ronan.
Maybe it's his sister.
Wait, she just said it. We didn't hear it.
Oh shit. Someone will tweet it out.
Yeah.
You got this.
Probably.
Okay, yeah, and see all the other consoles, PC, PS4, Series X. Okay.
And it's already it's pre-order now.
Oh, look at that. The throwback outfits.
Dude.
Holy shit.
Look, sound like
the hits, soundtrack, digital, mini art books. Look at that. Did you see that steel case, Taylor?
I was eyeing the steel case.
Oh, baby.
There you go.
Case. I might have to get that steel case. That was.
I don't have a freaking. I don't like discs.
Well, I'm surprised they did not end with that, to be honest. But
what are they doing?
Final Fantasy series and the alternate 2D pixel remaster, Epic Six Tales. Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3. Oh shit! 4. It's gonna be like a series collector.
5,
6. Wow. Steam /
Steam and mobile. You know what? I'm getting more into the PC stuff. I have no problem buying that bundle.
Yeah. Play some Final Fantasy on my iPad. Yeah, online's really digging this Guardians game, it seems, the Twitterverse. So that's good. Some positive stuff, you know.
I will say this though, like I always like the aesthetic of these games. Legends of Mana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
PS4, I think that not is... Xbox. What's going on, Taylor? Yeah. Why no Xbox for?
Hey.
Oh, here we go. Hi, Avengers. It's good to see you again. Again, I still like this. I'm going to be here day one for Black Panther. He's been a character I've won the whole time. May, June, Cosmic Cube. Oh, we're getting the Cosmic Cube. Okay, that's fun. Future state is in peril. I still got to go get the endgame cap costume.
I got the... Which in-game costume did I get? Oh, I think I got... Shit, which one did I get? It may have been the Iron Man one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I look at this, I still have a good time playing. Every time me and Dylan like boot up or something like that, it's like, you know what,
See, I think I would have a lot more fun if I just played with people.
yeah.
I always play it by myself, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this. Okay.
Ooh, we got a classic cap caution there. She is from the first story mission, so we're keeping some continuity there, so that's
Yeah.
nice. I like these stage battles actually. That's really cool. I like the design. So it went to June. I was gonna say, yeah, summer and beyond. Here we go. So War for Wakanda is still a little ways
More
off.
wasteland stuff. Those
Yeah.
missions were actually pretty fun.
I actually
With
still haven't
Old Man
played them.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, I got to. One of my other like games that I have on the back burner that I'll play at some point. Randomized replayable boss fights. Okay.
I think that's something they really need to work on. Like
100%.
it's always freaking
Taskmaster.
Taskmaster and Abomination and
Oh, we're getting the full Marvel comic strip here, so this means they're proud of this one. Yeah, this is what
there
I'm
we
fully
go.
back.
Yeah. His design looks so awesome.
Yeah, hit that music beat. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like his design a lot.
Man, people are not liking this in the chat though.
No, well, I think me and Taylor talked about like Star Wars Battlefront. Once you get a game that has like a bad first impression, you're gonna be memed up on for like a little while, right? Oh, is that claw there? Okay.
I think so.
He doesn't have a claw yet. Is he gonna lose his arm right here? Oh, I thought his hand was gonna blow up or something. Lots of cinematics, but I'm digging like a full on.
I
Wakanda
can't
map.
wait to see his freaking moveset.
Oh yeah. Oh, there he.
Oh, see, now he has a claw.
Yeah. So something happens in that cutscene that hurts his hand.
Claw, more like cannon. Jesus.
Oh my god. What happened to
Pim,
Claw?
freaking Pim particles.
Oh yeah, I guess so. He got big. Black Panther War, and they're specifically saying expansion, not just that. So I think this is gonna be their first really big thing. I think they're hoping this
Included
is gonna be
with
like
no additional cost.
yeah. I think they're hoping it's gonna be like remember when Destiny had like a little revival for a while? They put the expansion, people got back into it. I think they're hoping this will be it. And I do know a lot of people that are gonna jump back in for Black Conda. So
Yeah.
okay. I imagine they must be ending with Final Fantasy. I bet that's what they're ending with.
Oh, I hope so.
16 or like updates on the remake part 7 or 7 part 2 or whatever.
Is this a Hitman?
I think so. That doesn't look like Hitman Agent 47. Hitman Sniper. Oh, so what that is they made a Hitman game for mobile, and this Hitman Sniper is like a spin-off of that because people really liked it. So
Huh.
that echoes throughout eternity. Getting some ASMR right now. We're just going through these games.
Wow. Nier Automata's got a cult following for it.
Yeah, Nier is a really cool game.
Yeah, they're just going.
I love this freaking music, man. This game is way too big for my freaking phone. Like, I love playing it. It's just so big.
Begins June 17th.
Oh, yeah. This is the spinoff that went into the mobile game. It's a battle royale for Final Fantasy.
Wow.
The first soldier, who would have thought? Available worldwide, Android, and iOS.
platform? I've never heard of them. Doesn't look completely polished, but
Yeah, who knows what this actual date is on it though? 'Cause it's not this year. They got some time, but
Babylon's Fall.
let's find out. It sounds like Dylan's accent he does sometimes.
Looks kind of intense. Looks like
Yeah.
honestly, with the way the fighting is, it almost looks like freaking Genshin Impact, but with Final Fantasy graphics. That's weird.
You're right about the intense stuff. Lots of fighting. Spider people. We're all prisoners of our subjective reality. Ain't that true?
This is clearly like your classic MMORPG. You have to have
Yeah.
the tank, the healer, your DPS.
This music is popping off. They're going.
Yeah, this game does not look the greatest, like I said, as far as polished. But everything else,
That's a big dude. Just okay.
yikes. If they were gonna do Steam and PS4, and like, no,
Yeah.
thank you.
Just PS4. Sorry. Near Autonoma, more near.
This has such a weird cult following. Like I've wanted to get into it just because of the pure concept of like everybody loving it, but I don't know. Never ending goal. Oh, well, that's why there was a lot of fighting. It's a giant hack and slash.
I think a bird hit my window.
No, so they just said, Travis, this is like they're following the hack and slash formula with this game.
Okay.
So that's why there was a lot of fighting in that trailer.
Makes sense. That's cool. Armor designs. You're overjoyed to finally reintroduce the game to you. So that means it was announced a long time ago and we've heard nothing.
Yeah, I don't recognize it at all.
I feel like I remember that title, but hearing about a long time ago. But there doesn't look like their long form development are now available. But they're not even now recruiting for closed beta, so it's not this year. So that's still a little ways off. Life is Strange. Never played any of these games, but I know it has a big fan base. The multi-award-winning series.
This game can get really dark with the choices that you choose, though.
We have to find her. A must-play phenomenon. This looks like lots of shit is going on. Oh, she can reverse time. That's the big twist here. Those some big fucking whales. Cool. September 30th. That's cool for those fans. Or people that haven't played the game, they can get on it.
Like the new one just recently came out, so
Yeah, so it makes sense to try and get people to play the first one, maybe get them going. And I doubt it's too hard of a game to remaster, in my opinion.
no.
Yeah. I can now. I didn't before, probably because I haven't played them, but before they would look like, it's
Yeah.
true colors. When's the big crossover between them all? You know, she has psychic power. The other girl can turn back time. Who are they fighting?
It's all a part of like a bigger story.
Yeah. That's cool. No, like I said, I know these people. I know people love these games. So, psychic power, empathy. Taylor, is that the power you would want? The power of empathy?
I feel like I have empathy already.
Yeah, I will say compared to the Xbox One, this is kind of like the opposite, with everything taking a little longer
Yeah.
to announce.
Well, I think that makes sense too because they have less games to show, probably too. Because it's like just so they're like, okay, let's give a little bit. So I don't mind that when it's them doing this sort of situation, even if it's games I probably even though like Life is Strange intrigues me. It's just when you have a life, no pun intended, you got to pick the games you're gonna play. You only got so little time. So
I will say this: these games always go onto the PlayStation Plus.
Yes.
So I already have almost all of them because of. So.
Oh, he's blue. He must be sad. What's up, Mac? Looks like Mac got beat up. Call out Mac's bullshit. Avoid.
Would you call it out, Travis?
Of course, you gotta call it out. Avoid further trouble. Oh, a Nova. There's your Nova you're asking for, Clay.
Yeah.
Ooh. So this is the power you have, Taylor?
Yeah, I do it to you all the time.
Well, good thing I've only seen you once in the past 7 months. So
Yeah.
I wish I were to. Oof.
What, is she gonna kill the woman?
Killer.
Oh, she's gonna take the anger upon herself. That's not good, though. You can't consume all that hate and anger. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is how Anakin turned to the dark side.
100%. Well, no, he turned the dark side because he's a little bitch. We just need to listen a little more. Just let Mace Windu fucking execute the Emperor, okay? You already early in the movie executed Count Dooku and sliced off his head. You're a complete hypocrite. I need him. Should just sat in the fucking chambers, and it would have all been okay. Emperor
He would have been
dead.
a Jedi Master. He would have had his kids.
100%.
Padme may be alive. Would have been so good.
Sam Jackson literally says, if this goes down the way it is, you will have gained my full confidence. The whole trilogy, Sam Jackson fucking hates Anakin. And all he says, just sit there and I'll trust you. His life would have been perfect. He's an idiot.
So yeah, Life is Strange.
Yeah, Life is Strange. True Colors, starring Anakin Skywalker.
Oh,
September
man.
10th, was that the date for the remaster too?
I think so.
So September 10th is just Life is Strange Day. Good for them. With the memory of the struggle buried deep in their hearts. Story. Okay, I was like, what's going on here?
You remember when it was kind of like going around, like I think you were thinking too, like E3 is going to be dying here soon. This is just like nailing the
It was
coffin kind
close
of
to
stuff.
dying.
It was close. I'm so happy though to see like these conferences doing this and that they're back, because I think E3 this year has done a really good job at adapting to the digital presentation. So
Well, I think in ways it helps it because you don't get the awkward, like the developer's going to come on stage and talk for 5 minutes and there's a bad joke or there's the Minecraft girl from Xbox. Like, I think it's better digital and they should keep it that way. The thing is if they want to sell tickets and have fans, whatnot in conferences again, that's where it's tough, but just have them do the demos and stuff like that. I think that's why the directs have gone on so well. That's why like majority of Sony's ones have been like, Sean Lane used to come on stage, say hi, and then the rest would just be here. Watch this. You know, it's like the digital ones work better. It's just, oh my god,
It's like a weird like amalgam between God of War and Devil May Cry.
yeah. Oh, that poor bird's mouth. It's like you guys treating your fucking Pokemon that way, you know?
I will say this: any game with a character with a giant fucking sword, I'm there. I don't know why.
He looks very much like Cloud Sword too, you know. Like,
well, no, people in the chat are like, "Is that Chris Redfield?"
Oh yeah. I wish I had a sword that big. You know, invaders come to your house, that would throw him off. You expect the guy to pull out a gun? No, he just pulls out this fucking huge ass just door. It's a sword the size of a door. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Okay, I had that looks way too much like Final Fantasy to not be Final Fantasy. A bold new vision coming. So we had heard about that rumor. It's I think Team Ninja is making demo available soon, only on PlayStation. Taylor, so
fuck yes.
I can't remember what it was compared to, but I think Team Ninja was making it. And it was almost like shit. I can't remember. It was rumored a few weeks ago. So. And they were right, those rumors too. It's called Final Fantasy Origin. So every franchise has to do a game and then put Origin in the title, you know? Arkham Origins, Assassin's Creed Origin, Final Fantasy Origin.
I hope they don't spend too much time on this. This game just came out this week. Like,
look, they're going quick.
Oh, Outriders.
Yeah, they're just showing like, hey, go buy our shit.
Okay.
or maybe this is the end of the conference actually, because they're showing. Oh, it says more to come. I don't know. That that threw me off. This seems like the thing you. What is Forspoken?
That was the PS5 announcement game.
Okay, that's cool.
They only teased. They didn't really put anything there.
Yeah. And Walker. Fuck, Final Fantasy's become like the MCU. There's so many fucking Final Fantasy games.
Well, Endwalker is supposed to be another like expansion of the online multiplayer game for 14.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was the end. That was weird that they were doing like the montage and they're like more to come.
No 16. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a disappointment. Like
I was
Origins is
surprised by
really good. Like it's a big finish, but I mean, it wasn't even on my fucking radar. So
I was surprised by that. Well, how long was that one there? Let's see.
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Well, Taylor, for your benefit, we can just keep this stream going, so we don't gotta close all down. It was only 40 minutes, so
Okay.
people can stream by. Yeah, let's boot up our solo recording tracks, and then after this one, yeah, you guys just email me those tracks, and but whenever you guys are ready, we can do this.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
Because yeah, after this, I'll get the Xbox one up and.
MP3. I'm gonna put this as.
I think I got all the trailers of significance listed on our Facebook.
All right. And then you're making a new thumbnail for the with the Guardian stuff for the podcast feed.
Yes.
Cool. And I guess just make a YouTube one because I could change it after, like this YouTube one. I can change it when we're done. So, all right, you guys got your separate tracks ready to record here?
Almost.
Okay.
I'm downloading the first one that I did.
The Xbox one?
Yeah, the Microsoft.
Okay, good. I was just checking. I'm like, oh, you didn't have to do it for the whole watch along. The watch along is lots of dead air sometimes.
All right, let me close that so I don't have that in the background. All right. And I'm up. Just tell me when to record.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the GeekVerse podcast. We're continuing our E3 coverage, and man, we got a fun one. I am Star-Lord Travis Snell, and I'm joined by somebody. Anyone you take it, whoever wants.
I am the Final Fantasy nerd Clay. There we go.
I am the Guardian Taylor Field.
Oh, I thought you were going to do something with empathy. I thought for sure it was going to go that way. The empathy, because that's your game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our continued coverage of E3. You can go check out a few days ago. We did Summer Game Fest. We did Ubisoft. We did Xbox. They should all be on the live feed or the feed while you're listening to this. We're going to be doing Nintendo and the closing ceremony on Tuesday. Monday night, we might do something which is the 14th, depending on what gets announced during the day, because we'll all be working. So if there's some big stuff, we'll probably coalesce and there'll be a combination of people. If not, then we'll talk about it on Tuesday. So we are talking about Square Enix did what they started at so about 45-minute conference. So Clay, I'll start with you. We start well, I guess just what do you think about I forgot. What do you think about the overall conference of Square Enix?
Overall, this was a little lackluster for me. It did have a strong beginning. I was not expecting that game to be the one we started off with, and we'll get into it. But the ending, I think it would have been a lot stronger if it was something that I actually knew existed in the sense of like in development. I had no idea. I am excited for it now that I know what it is, but it going from what we had from Microsoft going into this was definitely a very steep hill.
Mm-hmm. Tay Phil, what about you?
Yeah, coming off the hype for Microsoft, it's probably because I was doing like some social media work at the same time. For the Xbox conference, this just didn't really rope me in. There's nothing really exciting that kind of had me pulled in. Like Guardians was definitely the highlight and the only thing that I could really get on the bandwagon with. Everything else, like I've never been a Final Fantasy kind of guy. Nothing else really pulled me in. Some Just Cause stuff would have been super cool because I love that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because we were talking about that during the watch along as far as with Xbox, obviously they're this whole company and people want to be on their show. They have Bethesda, they have other developers, so they can show so much. This is very comparable to Ubisoft yesterday, where it's like, this is a company that makes a bunch of games, but it's like, are these games for you or not? And for the most part, most of these games aren't playing. Like Final Fantasy, I still gotta do 7 remake. I played that when I was younger, but haven't really up to date on the series. Life is Strange, it got a big show, but the problem is it's kind of like Ubisoft, where it's like, I know there's an audience for these like the fans and stuff. So when I think about the actual show, I think it was a well-placed paced show. Is there much for me? Not necessarily, but I think it's kind of like Summer Games Fest in the way I think Summer Games Fest was better than this, but I think that has a lot of games where it's like, yeah, I'll never play this, or it's just not up my alley, but it's like, how was it put together? I think it was really well done. You did get a little talk from developers, but I thought for the most part, it was, a few, comments, few conversations, and then in and out. It didn't feel like they were sitting there for too long. Like, we didn't get anything like the Forza thing where someone sat down for 10 minutes to talk about like why the rocks look really good, so that I appreciate. If we're gonna hear from developers, I like the quick bites, or I like just very, surface level details, and we'll know more about press releases and whatnot. But obviously the big hype moments were, at least for me, like, yeah, Avengers, I like the game. It's not necessarily a hype moment because we knew it was coming. They showed us Wakanda stuff. It would have been more hype if we got a date, but was the Guardian stuff. And obviously that's what we're going to start with. So the conference overall, I thought it was good. I think it's kind of comparable for Ubisoft to me. Somewhere in there, I kind of have them on the same wavelength. There's some things I like, some things I don't care about. But let's start off with Guardians Galaxy, because that was obviously the huge one. That's the one I wanted to talk about. Clay, what do you think about this? We have coming out October. I can't remember the exact
26th.
26, 2021. So this fall, it's coming out October. We're playing just as Star-Lord. It's both Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not an MCU in-canon game, but it definitely is taking vibes of like music, very fun, chuckles with the characters. So what do you feel about this game? And especially obviously a big choice to just be playing a Star-Lord as this one.
I actually really dig it. At first, when it was first talking about just playing as Star-Lord, I felt like, a lot of people, of course, love their separate characters in this group of crazy individuals. Everybody's a Groot fan. You have some Rocket fans. You have some Gamora fans. Playing as just one character, we talked about this while we were watching it. It kind of eases you in, and it's not necessarily just this is Marvel's Avengers, but with Guardians of the Galaxy. Here, you're actually going to be able to just focus on one person, focus on one story, and also have a lot of things implemented into the combat and just overall world that you wouldn't have been able to do with Marvel's Avengers. We saw, I told you, this is Square Enix going all in on a Marvel property. Mm-hmm. And I actually really love that idea. This is basically a Final Fantasy game with Guardians of the Galaxy just taped over it.
Yeah, I'm kind of for all that. Like, yeah, we talked about that during the stream. We talked with some people that were like, I don't want to name them just in case their opinions change, or some that said like, oh, maybe they didn't like that it was just Star-Lord and whatnot. Good thing is I'm seeing lots of like podcasts or like game reviews saying they have played it and they liked what they saw, which is good, because I remember after Avengers came out, it was very mixed. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not great. So I think that's the best part. Is like, obviously this game was already being made while Avengers was, so it wasn't like Avengers came out and they're like, oh, just do a solo Star-Lord game. No, this game's been a while production. So if this game came out years later, I'd say, oh, it was a direct response to let's stay away from that. But no, clearly when they started this game, they had a vision of, we want to do this group, but we wanted it to just be a solo experience with Star-Lord for now. We talked about in the future, I think if this is a success, if it plays well, you can open up possibilities. But what I like about it being solo is, yeah, does it feel weird you're playing Guardians Galaxy game with just Star-Lord? Sure, but the fact that they are incorporating them with team up moves and conversations, and like, we don't know how it's going to work, but they showed in the trailer multiple times of like, you have to make a decision. It's like Rocket was mad by that decision, or it's like you got to pick which team member's coming with you. So I like that. Even if it's just small elements, there's little kind of RBG things you can do, little character choices. All the music was great, but I think this is smart, especially to differentiate itself away from Avengers. It's not just, hey, a bunch of, you're playing as 6 to 7 characters again, good luck. It could be more smooth. I liked what we saw I really like that gameplay demo of them being on like that yellow terrain and the alien. Like that's when it really sold me at first. Like, hey, this is a cool idea. I like it. But when they started showing the gameplay, I was like, okay, I'm in. It reminds me of like the worlds that are shown almost like Star Wars Force Unleashed when you were going to the different planets and they're like really bright colors, some of them. And that's the way I took this is Star Wars Force Unleashed, great game, but it's like, I don't know if it won any Game of the Years or whatnot, but I don't think it's hailed as like one of the like huge, like an Elder Scrolls, right? Or something like that, or GTA. But it's like, I think everyone remembers Star Wars Force Unleashed as, man, that was just a really fun game in the Star Wars world. That's what I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy will be a really fun game in the Marvel world. They're setting their own universe. I don't know if it's connected to the Avengers or not, but I really liked everything I saw. I loved the team up moves. I really did. When you can team up with each character and have 4 moves. So that's like 12 different moves. Maybe we unlock more. So I was just slowly getting more and more into it. And yeah, this is a day one for me. I'm a big sucker, as I said on the watch along, for Marvel and DC games. So usually lots of time they are, but this one has me really excited. Where Avengers, I was excited, but then as more came out, I got worried. But this is like, I'm on board right now, and it's not that far away.
I just pre-ordered it.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, yeah, and you get all that cool stuff too. So it's like for me, it's like I got to look into that. That steel case is mighty fine, but and I'm saying that I don't really like this. So Taylor, you're somebody we talk about the watch along. You don't have Avengers. Where are you on this game? Are you excited about it? And if you're not getting it, what would make you get it? And if not, why aren't you getting it?
I'm not getting it because it's, I mean, not that it's a terrible game or anything like that. I mean, I haven't even tried it, but I mean, it looks good. The reason I'm not getting it is because I'm not really sold on the idea of it being a team-based game and I can't play as these other characters. I would love to be able to play as, you know, Rocket and Groot. I think that would be a huge plus for me. And I say that because I didn't get to I didn't experience how you guys did with Avengers, and it's all, you know, play as all the different heroes. So you guys have already kind of gone through that, and you're ready just to focus on one and ride the success of that into a sequel game for this. And I think that's great. I just, right off the hop, I feel like in today's day and age, I would prefer it just to be, yeah, give me, why don't I have access to them? Why can't I just set that as like my main go-to character and then still do the combos and just jump around between characters like Marvel Ultimate Alliance? Like,
because I think they want to have it a bit more flushed out with Star-Lord, right? They want to focus on that one. You know, you do lose that when you have to do a bunch.
That's totally fair. They can still do it, whereas, yeah, you can flesh Star-Lord out and still flesh out the storylines of the other characters where he's basically just, talking. You're kind of building the relationship and the trust. So I think that's a very cool component and feature. And I'm excited to see what they do, where they take it. I mean, DLC wise, all that, they definitely alluded to some very interesting things that they're going to have, like in terms of boss battles and stuff. So I'm excited, but will I get it right away? No, but it doesn't mean I'm like hating on it or anything like that. I have to wait. Now, again, if they did say, which would be super random, like, yeah, you can only play as Star-Lord, but guess what? We're also allowing you to play as Ghost Rider. Like, okay, I will.
Is this a game you could foresee yourself, whether it's on Games Pass or like a Boxing Day, hey, it's only $40-$30 now because sales, I might pick it up then, opposed to like the full price, hey, I'm dropping the $60-$80 now on it? Or is that a wait and see still? You gotta see how people talk about it.
No, maybe. I mean, I don't think I need to see people talk about it, but there's a high chance, like, down the road for sure. I mean, if it's on sale, I mean, why not?
Well, yeah, and I think, and it's interesting because if we look at this new Marvel era of games, we got Spider-Man, which was the big kickoff, right? Huge success. You got Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which was a success, sold well on Nintendo. Don't really hear a meme about it now, but I hope we get a fourth eventually. Got Avengers, which is a whole mess. I would equate it to not a success. It was not like a, I don't know if it's a fail. I'll just say not a success. That's the easiest way to put it. It didn't do what they wanted, right? They're still trying to rehab that game. We'll talk about the expansion. Maybe that's it. Maybe they can get players back in. Look at stuff like No Man's Sky that eventually came and won, Game Awards and stuff like that. So maybe they can rehab that. But this, I think, like I said, I don't know what I would compare to other than Star Wars Force Unleashed. I don't think it's going to reach the heights of Spider-Man. I just don't know if it can as far as story and the gameplay, because I think Spider-Man, I love Star-Lord. I always say in the MCU, that's a character I compare myself to most, but I just think even his play style is not the same as like a Spider-Man where you could get really crazy, really creative. But I think the team ups with the Guardians, that could be where it stands out, of like this kind of, we almost said like turn-based style. So I'm just surprised it's coming out. We had heard rumors of it, but the fact it's coming out this fall already, I guess is like a good sign. They showed off lots. So obviously games can always get delayed, but I feel like, do you think, Taylor, this is going to stick the date with them showing this much in October? You think they're pretty confident that it's going to hit October?
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. I mean, again, they've been working on it for a while. I mean, why else would it not? I don't, unless there's some world-ending thing to come down on
Again?
them.
Oh,
But
no.
I think it's going to come out for sure. They're very
Yeah.
confident. The gameplay they revealed just looks very, very polished. Didn't look like there was any issues. So I feel like, again, they've been working on this for years and they're good to go.
Yeah, and then like we were talking about with Clay, lots of cool pre-order stuff. You get classic costumes, you get the soundtrack, which we heard a few songs, which already I think the soundtrack's sounding good. So it's gonna be interesting. Clay, you got anything to add on Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, like I said, I'm just super excited about it. I'm glad that they're already pushing like a digital deluxe, which is the one I just pre-ordered. They're gonna have like costumes and all of this other stuff. So there's a push for this to be a pretty big game. And like I said, for the fact that it is basically a Final Fantasy game polished with Marvel all over it is really exciting to me.
And it's going to be interesting because I don't know if they're going to reveal, but there was a rumor that Take-Two was also revealing. They have a Marvel game, like an XCOM tactics type of game. So it will be interesting if they have that tomorrow because Marvel's popping off. And I like that they took this initiative of like what Star Wars is now doing, going to different studios and stuff like that because you get a whole wide of different games. So after that, we got the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster announcement, something that I don't think I'll be playing, but I just think that's really cool. Put 5 together in a bundle, sell it. Cool, makes fans happy. I saw lots of love for this online. People have been asking for this. So, Tia, I think you're in the same camp as me. Probably like you won't be buying this, but great idea by Square to put that all together.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with something like that. There's going to be people lining up for something like that. So I think, again, it's definitely someone's cup of tea.
Yeah, Clay, you're a bigger Final Fantasy fan. So is this something that you would be purchasing or is maybe something down the line? Or
this is down the line. It won't be a first day purchase for me, but it will be down the line. It was for mobile and Steam. I will most likely be getting it for Steam just because I'm getting old. I can't play games on my iPad. It's just way too small. I need a bigger screen. So having it on Steam and having a whole bundle of 6 games is totally worth it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Legend of Mana teaser. I don't have anything to say.
You say Legend of Manatees?
Legend of Mana.
Oh,
Mana.
Legend of Mana teaser. It's a 30th
Legend
anniversary.
Of Man. That's the game I'm working on. No. Yeah, I got nothing to add on this. I'm happy for the fans. Of that.
It's a pretty cool game, but if you're not a fan of like you said, a really hardcore fan of anything that is kind of Final Fantasy-esque, it's not going to be for you.
No. Same thing with you, Taylor. Nothing.
I don't really have much to add, but happy for people.
Yeah. Let's see here. Black Panther will come to Marvel Avengers this summer. This was a mixed announcement for me because it's a lot of stuff we knew. I liked that Cosmic Cube event that's coming, but to me, Black Panther is the next event where I'll be like, okay, I'm going to actually maybe sink some hours into it, play it, upgrade some characters. I really want to play as T'Challa. I always have. I thought he could be a great character, like the design. Cool cinematic, cool world. I do like, again, that all of them been expansions, but they're really emphasizing this in a big expansion, big story expansion. Heading to Wakanda, I think, has a lot of potential. So I think I wish they had an actual date because I get a bit more excited. So nothing that got me really more excited other than, okay, this looks good. Like I said, I still like Avengers. It's not the greatest game in the world. Every once in a while, I plug and play a few missions. I enjoy the gameplay. It's Marvel Alliance, just in a different sort of setting. But Clay, as the other Avengers owner, how's the War for Wakanda is the title expansion? How's that floating your boat?
This will get me to, of course, boot the game up again. Remember, this was going to be announced a while back, but due to the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman, they decided, hey, let's go ahead and keep it back. And we'll just say that we are working on a Black Panther installment and we'll show it at a later date. So this is something that we've all been excited for. I'm really excited to see the round table for his move set, what exactly we're doing in Wakanda and things like that. I will definitely be playing this when it comes out.
Yeah. And Taylor, you will not be, so that's okay. We had Nier Reincarnation teaser trailer. Nice little trailer, people probably get excited for that one. Like I said, there's a lot of these that I have not had any experience with, so I don't have too much to add on. Anything to add on Nier Reincarnation?
Yeah, no, that was the one that was just very, very odd. It didn't look very polished at all. It looks like a weird, like I said, a MMORPG. People are gonna need to have a tank, a healer, their DPS, and their ranger, range attacks and stuff. I think I could possibly get into this if there's enough people that want to play it with me. But
Yeah.
if not, it's not going to be something that I probably purchase at all.
Well, we are going to take our first ad break, and then we'll be right back with the rest of this Ubisoft conference. We're going to talk
Ubisoft
about empathy.
conference.
Fuck, I saw a tweet about Ubisoft about empathy. We'll be right back. Well, I'll put these together there, a little space up, but we have Life is Strange Remastered Collection arrives this summer, and then Life is Strange True Colors as well coming out, both in September. So they have like almost like a Life is Strange sort of day. I've not played these games. I've just heard nothing but good things about them. It's like I said on the watch long that I have no reason to. I like some of the stuff they've shown. I actually liked that story trailer they had for Life is Strange the remaster. So it's like a game where it's like maybe one day in my life I will play this, but in a time when I don't have just buckets of hour to play whatever game I want, you got to pick and choose, and I don't think I'll be choosing Life is Strange at any point, but I think it was a good segment. These, like, the game sell, there's fans for him, so I think it was a good segment. I like the whole, new story on the other girl about the empathy and feeling things, and I like that tease of she wanted to take the girl's anger away but didn't, but I bet that will happen at some point in the game, so I think that was a nice segment. Taylor, I think you're in the same boat as me as far as, are you going to be picking up Life is Strange anytime soon?
No, I will not be. Again, like, looked pretty dang emotional, empathetic, but it's not something I'm necessarily gonna hop on the bag and
The bag end?
the bag.
He's left you
bandwagon. The bandwagon. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna hop on the bandwagon anytime soon with it, but yeah, I'm happy that they're getting a collective combination bundle. That's good.
Yeah. What about you, Clay? Anything on the Life is Strange segment?
I've played the first one, and like I said, these games usually go onto PS Plus pretty quickly. I have most of them on the PS4, so I don't have the remastered, of course. I probably won't purchase the remastered. They're fun games. They're actually pretty quickly to get through. If you want to put some hours into it, it'll take you like maybe 3 days to finish the entire thing. If you want to really try and beat it within that time. But I mean, like you said, there's a huge cult following for this. I know a lot of people have been waiting for the newest installment of this game. And I actually watch a few streamers on Twitch that love to play this franchise. So I'll probably watch them play it before I even get the chance to.
After that, we just had a quick teaser for Hitman Sniper, just a spin-off of Hitman. Cool. I don't think that's up anywhere. I love the Hitman games. Haven't even played the last one because of time, but I'll get back there one day. Babylon's Fall. We had a story trailer, bunch of stuff. This is a game that they said was like, oh, we're reintroducing it. And as always, when they reintroduce the game, that means we talked about it years ago and we haven't said shit. So I liked what I saw. It's just a game that I don't think I'll be purchasing. It has like an aesthetic that speaks to a lot of people. Doesn't that I think it's bad, but just doesn't speak to me. Maybe it's because it's on that anime type of border, and I'm not really an anime guy. But lots of action, lots of hack and slash. We're talking about the watch along. They again just said you could try out the closed beta, so I think this game is still far off. But as a good reintroduction trailer, I haven't seen. I'll be honest, online I haven't seen. Because we're still podcasting. I just haven't seen much people talk about this, so I don't know how to gauge the reaction as far as online with the other games I've seen. Like, oh, this is hype, or this was not so much. So I think it looked interesting, but nothing up my alley. What about you, Taylor? Are you gonna be following with Babylon?
Hey, again, it looked interesting, but it's not really my cup of tea. Like a lot of what I was seeing, like, looks good, but
well, and that's what I think it comes down to, where it's like somebody could watch this and then watch the Ubisoft one and have the exact reaction, right? Like, I don't like any of these games. That's the thing where it's like there's tons of stuff in here. Same thing of like, I don't think that I wouldn't look at Babylon Fall, because some people do that. Of like, oh, because I have seen some people say that the Square Enix conference was like a bust or something, but it's just like not a bust per se, but just like maybe one of the more disappointing ones. I think it's more that where there's like certain genres that are appealing to people, and just because I don't like Babylon's Fall, as far as I'm not going to play it, I'm not going to say, well, this was a bad conference. There wasn't much for me. But what about you, Clay? Is this something that interests you, Babylon's Fall?
Not really. It, like I said, it just looked very unpolished. It was very like fuzzy, a little gray, and I was just like, not my thing.
Yeah, not my tempo. And then finally, we got a big reveal, and this is a fucking long ass title. Stranger of Paradise, a Final Fantasy origin revealed. We got that coming in 2022. Big trailer. I think it's warranted. Final Fantasy is it's funny that Final Fantasy and Resident Evil. So I would say Final Fantasy never had the dips Resident Evil did, but I feel like there's definitely times where Resident Evil was off the mat for popularity, and I feel like Final Fantasy definitely like dipped a little. Like there was like a era of like 2010 to 2015 where it's like had its fans but was just kind of there, where I feel like now it's come back in a big way with multiple games, and you got 16 on the arrival, you got this coming now, and just like look at this conference, how many times like Final Fantasy like oriented things were announced. So I made the joke on Watch Long. It's much like Kevin Feige, the MC right now. She's like, they are going full on a Final Fantasy, but I think that's what the fans want. So nothing that I saw here that's going to get me playing Final Fantasy. I still got to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have it bought somewhere in my PlayStation store, but same thing today. I know you're not a big Final Fantasy guy, but did this Origins trailer do anything for you?
It just looked good. I don't really have much to say. It wasn't necessarily doing much for me, but I mean, yeah, no, it's good.
Well, Clay, take it away, because this is the last thing, and then we'll rate the conference. But yeah, anything you want to say on Final Fantasy Origin, now is the time. Stranger of Paradise.
I was really intrigued by the gameplay alone, but once the title popped up, I had no clue. This game actually leaked about a month ago. This is a fourth big title Final Fantasy game that they have been working on, including Final Fantasy 16, Remake 2, and Final Fantasy 14, which is the ongoing MMORPG.
Yeah.
This I'm actually really excited for. Now that I know that it is an Origins game for Final Fantasy, they also say that this is going to be more of like a Souls game. So like Demon Souls, kind of like the Neo type game. It's just going to get harder and harder every single time you die. I'm game for it. Like I am totally gangbusters for this. Having 3 different characters that you play as, though, that's going to be interesting. I don't think I've really had a Final Fantasy game like that, because you're always just one main character and then you control everybody else. This looks like you're actually going to be playable as 3 characters. If that is true, I am totally in.
Yeah. Well, and that's right. You pulled it, because I remember I was like, what are they comparing to? People kept comparing it to a franchise, and that's what I had heard, the Souls type of Bloodborne sort of. Maybe I think it might be almost like Jedi Fallen Order style, where it might not be as hardcore as those ones, but kind of adapting that genre. And that genre is getting huge. Like that genre is something people really like. Like I have not played it, but that Returnal game sounds kind of like that, where it's like, it's not necessarily boss battles, but it's like learning environments, being punished, things where it's like you can't pause for 4 hours. Where as I said before, as me with a bunch of kids, that game is not going to be in my lifestyle. I cannot go playing 4 hours, be like no pause button whatsoever. But it's definitely a genre that's popping off. And I think Final Fantasy is smart to almost do the Marvel route, where it's like, let's start making Final Fantasy games in all different type of genres. Like let's expand this world, because it's a massive world with a massive following. So Taylor, I'll start with you, because you're probably lowest. What would you give this? Obviously not a lot of games here for you, but what would you give this as far as like a conference and put together?
I'd probably go like a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's by all means, like, it's not a fail. It's passable. It was good. It was consistent, and it
wasn't
things
a chore to watch.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was much more slower after coming off of like the Steam train of Xbox. But I mean, it was definitely someone else's cup of tea. It wasn't by any means a bad presentation. They started off pretty hot and heavy with that Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, which was awesome. So yeah, presentation wise, it was really, really nice. There wasn't like a bunch of developer stuff, which is always a good thing to a degree. But yeah, 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it the same as Ubisoft, 3.5, just because I think the pacing was good. It was 45 minutes, but it flew by. And yeah, I think there's maybe not a game here for everybody. I think like Clay, people were expecting something with Final Fantasy 16, so those people are disappointed. But so far, I see, at least with Guardians, not seeing it's like the biggest game of all time, but most people are pretty happy with that. So I always say, if you at least have one really good game to show off, or a hype game, that at least is a pass for me, unless your conference is just like all like dreadful. So I'm gonna go 3.5, same as Ubisoft, where mix of games I like, mix of games I didn't, but it was an easy consumable conference that I enjoy. Went, okay, cool. That's what Square Enix is doing right now. You know, there's some games I like, the rest is for other people. That's fine. So Clay, what would you give this out of 5, this conference?
I'm also going to go 3.5. You know, the really big seller for this was Guardians. Origins was a really nice ending point, but like you said, if there was something on 16 that could have easily bumped it all the way to a 4.5, even just like a small tease for like a Fallen Order 2, which I don't think is anywhere near being talked about right now. But even still, that's a game that I've been wanting to see announced pretty soon. But yeah,
well, and Fallen Order 2 is EA. So just so you know.
Oh,
so
that is true. That is very.
That would have been
true.
a big twist, though. Hey, we didn't make the first one, but we're making the second one. So 3.5. So yeah, so we did today's. I know later on today they got the PC gaming show, which we usually never cover because, well, Dylan would. And then there's a future game show, which they said. Taylor, do you remember this? They said it's their fourth year in a row. Have you ever heard of the future game show?
No, I've never heard of it.
No, so those ones we probably won't be covering. If we do anything tomorrow, which, like I said, if there's a Marvel game announced, we probably will, because that's usually a big talking point. That's to our fanboys base. So Monday we might cover some stuff. If not, go back and check out all these, and then Tuesday we'll be back. So thank you very much for checking out all this coverage. It's strange this E3 because usually there's a Sony or something that we're done already today. But if you've checked out the cast, thank you very much. Clay, thanks for hopping along and joining as we have people camping and babies about to pop and stuff, so we're down some people. So thanks for joining along and having some fun with us, sir. Where can they find you? If you you might join us other times, but I know it's PSC, but just in case, where could they find you if this is the end of the road for you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at fanboyclay. There's a link tree right there in my bio where you can find all of my other shows. I'm not going to name them all off because there's way too many. But I'm always open to have some conversations about DC, Marvel, video games, whatever you want to talk about. No.
Yeah. Well, we were gonna say this like a couple days ago. Me and Taylor were playing Call of Duty, and we're like, "Oh, why is Clay tweeting about Legends of the Dark Knight? That's some Batman content, You're pumping out."
I was wondering.
You're telling people to go read it. There's already
enjoy
41
Batman
books to read.
Well, I will say this: Legends of the Dark Knight is a digital comic that comes out every single week, and they haven't been all that great. But the one that I read this past week actually was really, really good. So go check it out if you haven't already. It's only 99 cents. So
that's cool. I gotta catch up on Tom Taylor's Nightwing. I've not read a single one, and Tom Taylor's like with Scott Star, my favorite writer right now, and just looks great.
The book that's coming out in 2 weeks, he brings in a whole new thing. I actually sent you a
81
copy.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a look, there's a big reveal at the very ending of that book. It is insane.
I'd heard people say, "Oh, there's big spoilers out there." So it's like, I think I got to catch up soon here. So, yes, thank you very much for tuning in. When you hear from us next, it will not be boring.